Good day, everyone. This is Coach Reese coming at you with another great video. I hope all is well with you and your family, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. Today, I'm going to be talking about the role your family should play in your personal relationships. This video is kind of, I'm kind of doing this video on the fly. I have like some little notes here that I jotted down before I started this video. So I pray that you guys just bear with me, and I hope that you guys learned something from this video. When you marry someone, it's important that your family supports you, right? What I mean by that is when you marry someone, it would be nice if you will, if your family would accept your future husband or wife. And so one of the keys on developing that acceptance of your husband and wife into the family is I'm just letting you know that it's very important that you allow your family to get to know your future husband or wife before you get married, okay? Because what that does is, it allows your family to get to know them, and then, it builds up that trust factor, if you will, So the more you bring your future husband and wife around your family, the more of a bond, hopefully, that should be created. Does that make any sense? And like I say, what you're doing is you're giving your family an opportunity to get to know your future spouse. Now, I just pray that you guys have a great union. What I mean by that is that, when you introduce your spouse, your fiance, to your family and friends and loved ones, I pray that they all get along, and to me that would be an awesome experience for you, but if not, if your family and friends and parents don't get along with your husband or wife, you must ask yourself this question: does your husband or wife love, honor, and respect you? Okay? Do you love, honor, and respect him or her? Okay? So the love, honor, respect has to be coming from you and him. Okay? And it's very important that you guys love, honor, and respect each other. Okay? Because that's all that matters. My suggestion to you young people is do not depend or rely on the opinions of your family and friends when it comes to your personal relationship of marriage, or even your personal relationship of a long-term relationship which will lead to marriage, okay? So it's very important, your happiness and your future husband or wife happiness is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if your parents, your brothers, your sisters, or your cousins, nephews, nieces, it doesn't matter if they don't like him or her. The most important thing, like I just stated, is that you guys must love, honor, and respect each other. If those three important ingredients are in your marriage, then you guys are going to be together forever until you die. Now, I'm saying this because unfortunately, some folks rely on the opinions of their family and friends, and they may end up leaving a good thing. Okay, so I encourage you guys to marry. You marry because based on your own happiness and the happiness of your significant other. Okay. one of the keys to having a successful marriage is that you guys have to make a plan to have your own place. Now, it would be it would work out for you better if you first of all focus on your career, and once you get your career established, like being a doctor, lawyer, then you can focus on marrying your fiance. Now, my suggestion is once you get your career established, then you guys figure out getting your own place. Okay? It's not a good idea to marry your husband or wife and have to move in with your parents. Okay? My suggestion is you need your own place. Why? Because you're trying to establish your own family. Okay? The important thing of having your own place is that you control that house. Well, I should say your husband and wife, y'all come together and y'all set the rules for your own house. Okay? Now, when you live in your own house, like I just said, you have your own rules. You set up your own rules. When you live with your parents, you have to abide by the rules of your parents. Does that make any sense? So it's very important when you get married to have your own place so that you have a place for yourself. You have your own privacy, right? You can establish your own rules, right? And then, you have a place for your children to live, to dwell as well. So when you get married and have children, it's very important to set the example of independence from your family, right? So if your children growing up and see that you guys live in a apartment or house, they probably are going to do the same thing when they grow up. They're going to establish their own independence. Okay, so young people, it's very important that you, when you marry your husband or wife, it's very important that you leave the dwelling of your parents. It's not that you don't love them any less, or you don't love your brothers or cousins any less. It's very important that you leave your parents and establish your own, get your own place so that you can live an independent life, separate from your family. Now, it's very important, to hang out with your family and call in, whatever y'all type of schedule you have, to check in with your parents to see how they're doing, and, to see how your brothers and sisters and cousins are doing. That's great. But like I say again, once you fellowship with your family, it's very important that you go back to your own house so that you can, establish your own identity. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about in regards to the role that your family should play in your personal relationship is, again, your private life. I think it's very important never to discuss any issues with your parents, brothers and sisters, or cousins, or whoever, loved ones, about what's going on in your marriage. Okay. You guys, your husband and wife, you and your husband and wife need to work it out amongst yourselves. Okay. First of all, you sit down and discuss the problem or issue, right? And if you can't resolve the issue within, between you and your husband or wife, then you seek counsel, right? So, if you go to a church, I encourage you guys to set an appointment with your pastor, okay? And try to resolve the issue with your pastor, or, you may seek a professional family counselor or marriage counselor. Those two things are great mechanisms to use when you have a serious issue in a relationship. But please do not go back and discuss what goes on in your life with your parents or brothers and sisters. Why? Because they may be only looking out for your best interests, and they may not clearly know the situation that you're dealing with, right? So when you are getting married to someone, your family may have a tendency to be very protective, okay, over and so they may not accept your husband or wife at first because they don't want you to get hurt, because at the end of the day, of course, unfortunately, if you get a divorce, which I pray that you don't, then your family are going to be the ones, like your parents and brothers and sisters, they're going to be the ones to help you heal and recover from your tragic loss. Okay. So, but what I'm trying to say to you is that there's no possible way that you can have a healthy, loving relationship with your husband or wife if your family and parents and brothers and sisters are in your personal business. Okay. It's just a very dangerous place to set yourself up for. Okay. Because I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. You automatically love your parents and brothers and sisters, right? That's a given. Okay. I'm talking about a healthy relationship. Of course, no families are perfect, and I understand that. You may love, like you may love your mom. You may not have a good relationship with your dad. I understand that. You may love your brother. You may not have a good relationship with your sister. I understand that. But what I'm talking about is, a normal family that loves everyone in the family, right? You love your parents, your brothers and sisters, and so forth and so on. And that's great. So when you marry someone, when you're seeking to marry someone, you're going to have a different kind of love for that person, because you're going to be sharing yourself. You're going to be sharing your mind, your spirit, and your body with this person, which is, it's a different connection. Okay. And, it's important that, you establish a good friendship with that, with your fiance or whatever, that you establish a particular bond with this person before you marry him, so that you know for yourself without a doubt that this is the person that, God has sent me, and, we're going to live together happily ever after and all that good stuff. Now, when you bring that person to your family, like I say, your family may take offense to that. They may be like, concerned about your well-being, which is, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you have to make the decision. Okay. You have to make a decision on your happiness. Your happiness is more important than your parents' happiness, than your brother's happiness and sister's happiness. And I'm not saying that in a cruel way. I'm just saying that your marriage is your personal business. Okay. And that's why it's very important that you have to take the time to get to know that person. And if you feel in your heart, again, like I just stated earlier in this video, that they love, honor, and respect you, then y'all love, honor, respect each other, I should say, then you should go for it. You know what I mean? Because that is the ideal, perfect connection that all marriages should have, which is love, honor, and respect. Okay. When you're talking to your family and friends and loved ones about your spouse or fiance, always keep it positive. Do not talk about your personal business with your family and friends. Okay? Because, what that does is it stirs up, a whole lot of drama, unnecessary drama, if you will, within your family. And then that's going to spill over into your marriage. Okay? Like I say, your family may mean well, but they don't truly know your spouse, because they haven't put the time in to get to know your husband or spouse like you have. Does that make any sense? And that's why it's so important that you keep your personal life separate from your family and friends, okay? Like I say, when you talk to your parents and loved ones or whatever, you always keep it positive. You always talk about the good in your relationship. You don't talk about, you and your husband had an argument, or you and your wife had an argument, or, y'all going through this situation or that situation or whatever. That's none of their business. It really isn't. Okay, because what's going to happen is when if you tell your parents and loved ones the negative, they're going to take your side. Okay, and then over time, you may look at your spouse as the enemy, because of what your parents or brother or sister said to you. You follow me? And that's just a bad recipe for disaster. You know what I mean? So, but like I say, if you guys, if you have an issue in a relationship, you talk to your husband or wife about it. If you cannot resolve the issue between yourselves, then you call your pastor, set up an appointment and talk with him. The three of y'all should come together with a resolution, or you seek professional counsel, right? Which is a marriage counselor or a family therapist, right? And again, the three of y'all will come together with a resolution, because some pastors are trained to deal with family relationships. Of course, if you go to a family counselor or marriage counselor, they are licensed, to deal with whatever problems that you guys may be facing at the time. So I think that you'll have a better outcome by dealing with your pastor or a marriage counselor, okay? I also want to talk about gossip, okay? As you know, you guys have Facebook accounts, Instagram, or, whatever. I'm 54 years old, so I don't know these new websites, TikTok, ring around the clock. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is some of these social media outlets are used to gossip, right? And so, like, say for instance, if you're on Facebook and you may see some negative information about you on Facebook, you may take offense to that, right? And I understand that, you know what I mean? So, but can you imagine if the people that you love the most, like your parents, your brothers and sisters, cousins, are gossiping about you behind your back? You know what I'm saying? That could happen. Unfortunately, in my family, we have folks that gossip, okay? And I personally try to stay away from them. Why? Because it breeds gossip breeds negativity, okay? And so I encourage you, young people, when you're married or in a long-term relationship, or even if you're not, do not get into that gossip arena, all right? Because let me tell you something. When you gossip about someone, if you say something negative or bad about someone, I promise you, at some point in your life, somebody's gonna gossip negatively about you. Okay? So it's just a bad place to be as far as gossip, okay? Don't get involved with that. Keep your marriage, your private, you keep your marriage or your long-term relationship between you and your boyfriend or girlfriend, or between you and your husband or wife, okay? Unfortunately, folks get divorced in a marriage, and one of the reasons they may get divorced is because they're feeling the pressure from, their parents or brothers and sisters about what they said. So in other words, like if you, anytime that you have a bad day with your husband or wife, you go run and tell your parents or your brothers and sisters about what happened, da 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 da. So over time, your brothers and your family is gonna have this negative image of your spouse, and that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because your spouse is supposed to be a brother-in-law or a sister-in-law, which means that they marry into your family, right? So if your husband or wife has a negative image, if your family has a negative image of your husband or wife, that is not a good place to be. Why? Because they're gonna be gossiping to you, right, or others about, I don't understand why my daughter deals with her sorry husband, da 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 da. He don't want to clean the house. He don't want to help me clean the house. He don't want to, cut the grass, or he may be late on paying the mortgage, or this and that and the third. That is none of your family's business. Okay. I know I'm repeating what I'm saying, but I want you guys to have a happy and healthy relationship. And the only way that you can do that is you have to stay amongst yourself. But it's only stay, but keep your personal business between you and your husband or wife. Okay. Okay, at the end of my videos, I can see that this is a very long video, and I pray that you guys, patient with me today. When I, as far as this video dealing with personal relationships, but I felt that it's very important that I release this video sooner than normal. I had it written down in my notes to, talk about it in the future, but I feel that this is very important because everybody is entitled to have someone to love in their life other than their family. Okay, it's a very healthy thing to be in a marriage. Why? Because you leave your family to create your own family, right? So a lot of marriages, you come together to create children. So you create a new generation, so now you got children that, with your family, and then you come back to your parents or whatever. And now you got grandchildren, you create grandchildren for your parents. And most parents, they love their grandchildren, they want to spoil them to death. And that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want for you, to be, have a separate life away from your family. I'm not saying that you don't love your parents or family any less. It's just very important that you move away to establish your own family. Okay, to create a new family of your own. Okay. At the end of my videos, I want to touch on two things. One dealing with critical thinking, and one dealing with wisdom. Okay. So in regards to critical thinking, I want to say this: always be a critical thinker, especially when making big decisions. Always be a critical thinker, especially when making big decisions. So young people, I encourage you to talk to your parents about critical thinking, and your parents will help you navigate the difference between making big decisions and minor decisions. Okay. I have 3 different points that in this video dealing with wisdom. Okay. And it goes like this. Point number 1, wise people are great listeners. Wise people are great listeners. Okay. Point number 2, wise people have a thirst or desire to learn spiritual knowledge and general knowledge. Okay. Wise people have a thirst or desire to learn spiritual knowledge or general knowledge. Okay. Point number 3, wise people have the courage to teach their wisdom that they've learned. Okay. Wise people have the courage to teach the wisdom that they've learned. Okay. So young people, I encourage you guys to do your research on the wisdom, the importance of gaining wisdom, and also, of course, talk to your parents in regards to critical thinking. At the end of all my videos, I have what you call a ending statement of practice. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I love you, young people. I want the best for you. I want you to practice using love and wisdom in all that you do. Life is a game that you must learn how to play. Practicing love and wisdom with your family, friends, and loved ones creates a powerful team. Love conquers all. Love conquers all, even if you feel defeated. So young people, I encourage you to keep loving and keep growing and practicing using love and wisdom, and God will bless you in a mighty way. Young people, I encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. I encourage you to share this content with family and friends and loved ones. And young people, I also encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel. At the end of the day, I want you guys to accomplish your goals and dreams in life, okay? And I want you to be the best that you possibly can be every single day of your life, okay? Young people, God bless you, and may God keep you until we meet again.